Hello and welcome to TXM TV. I'm Anthony Clyne and today I'm joined by Shaun Duncan. How are you, Shaun?
Yeah, good, Anthony. Hi, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. I had a lovely morning and just enjoying the routine of working from home.
It certainly is a different aspect of business at the moment.
It is, and the what is normal is going to be a theme next week. I think we'll have that on TXM TV. But we're continuing this week's theme, and it's around Sensei stories. It's around the stories that we give to our clients, and we help people learn about the new way of thinking. That is the lean way of thinking, and just a little bit of advice. And so, I'll turn up to a workplace, and Shaun, I turn up, and they say, let's go for a walk, and we can tour it really fast, and it'll only take 5 minutes. And I say to them, the best way to see a factory is to stand still. And so when I walk through a factory, what I like to do is just position myself in a place of the factory where I can see a few key processes, and I just watch them. And I watch, especially if the cycle time is short, then I see a few repetitions, and lo and behold, you see something odd happen, an off-standard event. And what happens during that event and leading up to that event and after the event gives you an insight into the culture and what really happens at that factory. And often I'll have with me the general manager or the operations manager, and I'll ask them, what's going on here? And how they respond to that gives me an insight into how they know their factory and then they know their people. And so when I'm doing it, I'll often just stop, and rather than just stare, I just have a conversation and we talk, and I'll be talking with the person. But while I'm talking, I'm using my peripheral vision. And so I'm sensing through the periphery of my eyes just exactly what's happening as I watch forklifts go and people go here. And I'm using all the senses. I'm listening to the cycle of production. Often there's a rhythm, and it will be an air cylinder or a chain rattle or a torque gun. Something indicates at a routine interval that they've achieved the cycle. And so you listen for that. Sometimes you even smell. If it's a food processing factory or a welding or there's heat involved, then you can get a sense of production through smelling. And so you're using all of those senses with your peripheral vision to identify waste, identify what's happening, to see the connection between the person doing the work and the goals of the business and how they're supported. And so the best way to walk through a factory, I think, is to actually stand still, and that gives you a greater insight into the culture. So that's my tips from Lean Sensei today. And Shaun, what tips do you have for us today?
Well, thanks, Anthony. Certainly, one of the things that we do as leaders is we learn. And one of the things that really struck me was many years ago, I had a particularly difficult crisis at work. And I was told by one of the senior leaders at the time, there are no problems, just opportunities. Now, when he made this comment, it really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because clearly I had a problem, I required a solution. However, years later, as I started to understand leadership and process, and I moved up the leadership ranks, I was addressing my team of directors at one of the plants I was running in regards to problems that we had there. And this came back to me. We were facing declining efficiencies, and our ability to understand the root cause of these things was limited. And one of the reasons for this, our supervisors didn't have the confidence to put their hands up and tell us what was going on within their lines. And how can we understand our issues if we can't identify our root causes? How do we grow the business if the process icebergs remain hidden? Now, clearly this impediment of the supervisors not getting involved in the problem and solution process was an opportunity. And our opportunity to grow lay in the problems we were experiencing. And our ability to confront these issues was hampered by the blame culture that particular organization had at the time. So allowing people to fail and then to voice these failures became a very important part of that business, and giving them communication channels where they could share this information and start looking for solution teams to develop solutions for their particular problems was a critical avenue in understanding those opportunities through our problems. Now, what this does is, from my point of view, it engages our teams in order to fix the bleeding, and it develops processes that bring stability and performance, and it brings teams closer together. They actually feel part of a team which is fixing a problem. It just doesn't all fall on their shoulders. And each problem is indeed a future opportunity. It all depends on our mindset and how we wish to face these particular issues, how we communicate with people, and how we give them freedom to operate within the workspace. So for me, every problem is truly an opportunity, and I keep that going on through that's my mindset through business, and it's what I bring to businesses that I consult with as well. So that's just a brief explanation of one of the things that have really developed my mindset over time.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to hear those statements. And sometimes they sound cliche, but when you tell a story behind it, that's when people really get to understand. And so thank you, Shaun, for sharing that.
Yeah, thanks, Anthony, for giving me the chance to share that with everyone.
Oh, no, you're welcome. So tomorrow we're having more Sensei stories. Our special guest will be Luciano Peloche and Rob Chittenden. So they'll be here sharing their stories. Thank you for participating and watching this live production. Remember to comment on our LinkedIn page and email us at txmtv@txm.com. I wish you all a happy and safe day, and join us tomorrow for the next episode. Thank you very much.
Bye.